I have the Meta RayBan Gen 2s, and when these were announced, I didn't really care. I didn't like the idea, like when the Gen 1 was announced, I didn't really care. I didn't like the idea of just glasses that had the speaker and a camera, but I actually saw some YouTubers wearing them to do unboxings from like a POV standpoint. And yes, I know you can do that with like an action camera or something, but I don't know, there's something special with the way these looked. And so when the Gen 2s were announced, the channel was a little further along, we had a little bit of extra money. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick them up and see if we could use them and see what they would be used for. So I did get these. I got the shiny black wide transition lenses, which honestly, the wide ones are too big for my face, but it was all that I could get in the time I needed them shipped very quickly for my trip this past weekend. I went with the family to Dollywood, and I wanted to be able to document our trip without having to pull out my phone every time I wanted to take a picture or a video. And honestly, the experience was pretty great. The picture quality on these is kind of fantastic, and the video quality is kind of fantastic. It adds quite a bit of saturation to everything, which like I'm not a huge fan of, but at the same time, it's kind of vibrant, it kind of pops. And for like something straight out of camera or glasses, I should say, these pictures are great. And I was able to like quickly put those pictures on my phone through the app, put them into like a shared family photo album, and then just, yeah, document quickly without having to really think much about it. And so for that use case, these are kind of neat, to be honest with you. I haven't really done any unboxings or anything like that. In fact, I haven't really put together like a strict script for this video. I just kind of wanted to give like my real honest feedback as it kind of came to me. Something I did notice, and it's probably because I don't wear glasses all the time. I don't need glasses. So that's something to be aware of. I think this industry, this new field of like AI, AR, wearable glasses. I've heard Apple is working on something similar. Even Realities is something we've reviewed in the past, which actually puts a screen on the glasses. And you know, Meta just announced their new glasses that will have a screen on them. It's definitely really cool. But for someone who doesn't wear glasses full time, this is something you have to get used to. I'll also say, like, I want the transition lenses because if I'm gonna be using them inside a lot, then I want them to be clear. If I want to be able to use them outside, I would probably want them to be sunglasses, since I don't necessarily need to be wearing them outside, because again, I don't wear glasses all the time. So transition makes the most sense to me, which you do pay a little bit extra for, but I definitely don't need the wide ones. It's just what I was able to find in stock. They're like all sold out. I don't love the shiny black. I would have rather gone with the, let's see if I can show you, with the matte finish on these guys. It doesn't look terrible by any means, but they're definitely too big for my face. And I will say, wearing these gave me this like weird stress headache right here, which could have been stress from the trip to Dollywood with my family, but it also just could be the squeezing my head or being worried about them falling down. I'll also say, if you can see this, I guess the bridge of my nose is pretty low compared to my eyes. So where I actually look out of the glasses is underneath this, and I wish it was more like in the middle like that. Like that looks better to me. And I found like this kind of blocks my vision a little bit. So wearing these, I was always like pushing them as high up as I could so that I would get like my eyes down as low as they could be. So fit was a little weird for me, which again, that's not going to pertain to everyone out there, but it definitely mattered to me. And I do think it gave me a bit of a stress headache here just from wearing these. Yeah, they're not too much thicker than like normal Ray-Bans, which is nice. They are thicker. You do get that LED light there so people can see if you're filming, which I can show you if I take a quick picture. You can see that, or if I start recording here, then the light flashes and you can see that, which I'll try to insert this video as well. I think the microphones pick up really well. I think the speakers that shoot down towards your ears sound great for what they are, little speakers in glasses. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I definitely want to return these and get maybe a different pair. I think these are the Wayfarers. I think the other pair that's a little bit more rounded is more my style. So I might try to see if I can order those. Mostly just to have a new pair of sunglasses that are fairly nice. And then with tech built in, that's just kind of me. You know, like I would rather have tech built into stuff. So yeah, I don't know. The app is fine. The AI stuff in the app doesn't need to be there. Like the whole home screen, let's see if I can show you here. When you like first come into the app, you're just met with this like feed of AI videos that people have created, not even necessarily like from the glasses, which was weird. If I can find where I made one. So I took just a picture of myself and it was able to make this weird AI thing of me kind of coming through the mirror, which was strange. And then I made it go a little bit longer. And then I said like, let's turn it into like a cyberpunk feel. And I had it come all the way down to like this, just me shooting at robots, and I'm way more jacked and it doesn't look like me at all. But this stuff is like kind of fun for 5 seconds, but then like, why does this have to be like the first thing you see when you come into the app? I really just need to use this for importing the photos and videos that I take, which you can do there, which is cool. But at the end of the day, I don't really want to listen to my music through these. I think what's interesting is like I would take a picture or record a video of our kids, and then I would want to go show my wife the video that I just took of our kids doing something funny, but then the audio is connected to Bluetooth and it would just play through here so she couldn't hear it. And so then it was like this weird thing where I'd have to like go and like disconnect them via Bluetooth, which just disconnects them. And it's kind of this weird thing, which, sorry to get into it, but this is what I want to do on this channel. Technology is so self-centered and self-focused, and so many of the products we use are all about us. And when you want to share that experience, it's almost like there's friction there. And so that's an example of that. Like, this is great if I want to listen to music, if I want to watch a video that I just took, you know, if I want things. Just got a text. But like, I go to show my wife the video and now I have to like go through all this stuff to like, I don't know. That's probably a conversation for another day, maybe a video idea talking about the selfishness of the tech industry or something, but I digress. These are cool. I don't love them, but I do think they can be useful. I think the thing I'm most consciously aware of is like getting the ones that I really like and like wearing them for a little bit, but then forgetting to charge them, and then they either just become my sunglasses that are $500 and probably shouldn't be worth that much, or they go into like a desk drawer and I remember them every now and then, you know. So I don't know, that's always the case with these tech products. It's definitely neat. I definitely think the quality of the video and the photos is pretty awesome. I've found if you're like far away from something, you have to turn your head slightly like this way, because if you don't, it sort of takes the photo like that. So you need to like adjust it to the center, but if something's close to you and you do that, it's gonna be off. Actually, I think it's the opposite way, right? Yes, that would make sense. So I think the camera kind of points this way. So if I'm looking at you and you're this far away from me, I need to be looking directly at you. But if I was like way over there, I would need to slightly turn my head this way so that it's still picking up everything in the center of the frame. So that's something you kind of have to adjust to. And I think because the picture quality and the video quality is good enough, you can definitely crop in and still get a good amount of a photo. The biggest thing with these wearables, if you already are wearing glasses daily because you need to, then I think these are really great. This is cool, right? Taking something you're already gonna be wearing and just adding tech to it, right? And I think for that use case, these are awesome. Like if I wore glasses every day, I would want them to be smart glasses. So I would definitely want them then. For me, I don't need glasses. I don't love sunglasses either. So that's a big hang up. Like I usually don't wear sunglasses outside, which is funny. I have blue eyes, so my eyes are like really sensitive to sunlight, but I don't know. I think I definitely want to have them on hand for interesting like POV unboxings and stuff. But other than that, I don't know. They're neat. I think they're probably priced fairly. We definitely want to try out the new what did it even call it? I don't even remember what they're called. The new Meta glasses with the screen. Those are like $700, $800, which is even more expensive, and they're chunkier, but might be a cool experience. I don't know. Their keynote was very meh. It seems very beta-ish. But anyway, that's gonna do it. Meta Ray-Bans, Gen 2. I don't know. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Is this something you've thought about picking up? Have you picked them up? Do you wear them every day? If you wear glasses, is this something you would consider switching to, or do you just want your glasses to be glasses, which is also okay? And I will say too, just to mention a few more things here, the plastic where it comes together is sharp, which makes it feel kind of cheap, which is weird for Ray-Ban, in my opinion. Maybe not to you, maybe you don't like Ray-Ban, but I don't know. There's some aspects to this that feel cheap, other aspects feel super cool and high tech. So anyway, but yeah, thanks so much for watching. On this channel, we talk about tech that marries form and function. We like tech that improves our lives and looks good while doing so. And we'll never review a product or talk about a product. Well, maybe we'll talk about a product, but we won't review a product that we don't think is worth your time. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe, like this video for more, watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it. Also, what do you think of the new setup? Doing it here in the office instead of the studio desk vibe. Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.